Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is December 29th, 2020. We are in the final hour of the trading day, which is my favorite time to make my buying and selling decisions for my swing trade. I say this because during the day you have the algorithms and the day traders. They are controlling the price, moving it around. If you watch the market in the last hour, you will see that the majority of times it starts trending one way, and in my opinion, those are the large financial institutions coming in, buying, taking the price control away from the day traders and the algorithms and moving it at the end of the day. And I consider it smart money to follow what the large financial institutions are doing in that last hour, and in particularly in the last few minutes. So thank you all for coming today. I appreciate it. I always look forward to seeing everyone. We have such great participants in this group. So thank you for coming, spending your time here, investing your time. And I hope what you're learning here is helping you and with your trading and your investing. So, wow, wild day today. The Dow Jones is currently down 68 points. It was up a lot at the open. I think it was up over 100 points. So kind of a big reversal day. The NASDAQ was also up. It is now down 46 points, down 0.36%, and the S&P was also up nicely, but it is now down 7 points, down 0.19%. So there has been quite a big reversal today, which is kind of interesting. So this is the plan for today. First of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did have some day trades today. I'm going to share those with you as well. Then we're going to go over to the board and take a look at your current positions that you've provided me, and we will see how they're doing. I see some red and some green, so a bit of a mixed bag. So we'll go over those. After that, we're going to spend a few minutes on trader psychology. Most important skill in trading, bar none, really is. I mean, how you trade, as long as you're trying to keep your losses small and having a plan, letting your profits run, but have some kind of a plan to lock them in occasionally, or if they reject certain levels, get out. That's really all it takes in trading. But coming up with a plan is one thing. Following a plan is a completely other thing. And so that's why trading psychology is so important. So that's why I like to talk about that. After that, I've gone down through my watch list. I've gone down through the results of Kamal's scanner. I have 3 requirements whenever I look to enter a trade. First, I want to see a combination or a confluence of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Very important. I want to see as many buyers coming in from all different angles and different approaches as I can. I really do think that helps improve the chances of you having a profitable trade. Then number 2, even if you do have a confluence or combination of indicators, you need to make sure that you have a good risk to reward ratio. It's super important. If I'm willing to risk $1,000 on the trade, I need to be able to make $2,000 or more to the upside. You need to have asymmetrical trades based upon your stop or strong support below you and your profit targets or strong and likely resistance above you. And then lastly, always make sure you take a few minutes at the end of the day before you buy something. Consider, how many other technology stocks do I have? How many other banking stocks do I have? How many healthcare stocks do I have? If you have several companies in the same industry, you're just doubling and tripling your risk. So it's best to have some diversification in the types of stocks that you own, and it's also good to get outside of equities, buy something like bonds, gold, silver, oil for even more diversification. So those are my 3 requirements. I have identified some potential end-of-day candidates. I will go through those end-of-day candidates one by one. We'll look at the charts. We'll look at them on multiple time frames. And if there's one that meets all my criteria, at the end of the day, I'll buy it before the market closes. Then, after the market closes, if you have any questions, please let me know. If you have any stock symbols that you would like me to look at, I'm happy to do that. Just go ahead, put them in the chat. Put an emoji or an asterisk by it so that I know it's time sensitive. And then lastly, if you have any new entries or exits for me today, if you could please be so kind to just wait till the end of the podcast or after the market's closed. So I'm done teaching and I'm done trading. The market's closed, pressure's off, and then we'll spend as much time as we need to get those all updated correctly. Okay, so that's the plan for today. So I'm going to run that U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's take a look and see who is here today. Lova74. Hey, buddy, good to see you. Thank you for coming by. I know Love is working hard on his trading, so I'm proud of you, Lova74. Quad is here. Hey, buddy, good to see you. Good afternoon to you as well. Thanks for being here. Brian is here. Hey, Brian, good to see you. Hope you're having a good day, sir. Dan is here. Hi, Greg and everyone. Hey, Dan, good to see you as always. Evan says good afternoon. Hey, Evan, good to see you, my friend. Johnson Samuel is here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Greg. Hello, Johnson. How you doing, my friend? Bob is here. Hi, everyone, or hello, everyone. Hey, Bob. David. Hi, Gregorians. Hello, David. Good to see you. Ava is here. Hello, Ava. Nice to see you as always, ma'am. Great to have you here. Thanks for coming. Frank is here. Hello, Greg and group. Hello, Frank. Good to see you. Frank, the trading poet, as he is known worldwide. Pat is here. Hey, Pat, good to see you. Miss talking to you. Looking forward to picking back up our lessons after the first of the year. I hope you're doing well. Dan is here. Smash the thumbs up button. Thank you, Dan. Always appreciate that. So, all right. Well, let's get started, shall we? Here is MasterCard. I think Johnson and I are in MasterCard. Bought this here on the 24th. Higher low V2, and also the 1030 crossover was still in place at the time that I bought it, which kind of pushed me over the edge on buying it. The 10 is still above the 30, which is a good sign. So the crossover is still intact. But then in addition to that, we had a nice V2. So the two, excuse me, the two combined is what made me decide to go ahead and get in this trade. And it's been a great trade. Got in at 335.68. Of course, it moved up nicely yesterday, hit some profit targets, hit another profit target today up at 347.99. There's one level I am watching on this, and that's this previous high here, which is 347.99. We've already gone above it and closed below it. I'm considering just taking this trade off. It's a nice trade, a 2-day trade. I don't know how much we got in there. 3.38%. The market's a little concerning to me today, but the rejection of this previous high concerns me. So here's the deal. If it closes over 347.99, I will keep. If it rejects this previous high, if it's a false breakout to the downside, I think I'm going to go ahead and just lock in this trade and move on to something else. But it's been a nice trade, obviously, right? Especially on a day like today. Ollie, Johnson and I bought Ollie back here. Oh, I forgot about MasterCard. I forgot about spreads. Johnson sold 333.20 spreads expiring the 31st of this year. So it's 347. As long as it stays above 330, Johnson will be able to keep all of his premium. Gary sold credit spreads January 15th, the 290s. So as long as it stays above 290 by then, he will keep all his premium as well. So that's looking pretty good for everybody. Ollie, Johnson and I bought Ollie back here, 79.50. Bullish engulfing bar, V1, rejection of the negative third ATR channel, rejection of the 200. Bought it here at 79.50. It's had a nice move up. I did hit one profit target today at 85.34. So that's really why I like using profit targets and getting out even if there's a reversal in the day. So it took some off at 84.34. It is well above my 1.5 ATR trailing stop. So at this point, I'm waiting for a close below the previous day's low to sell the balance of what I have. So it's down a little now. It was up nicely earlier. So far this trade, pretty dang good. Pretty good. Up 5.03% entry to current price. SPY had a great overnight SPY trade along with Jatson. Let's see. Anybody else? Jatson and Yas. I think both were in. Bought yesterday at 372.17 at the close. Sold this morning at 373.85. So that was a nice overnight gap. The last 2 days have been beautiful overnight gappers. Here's a gap, and then here's a gap. And of course, got near the high because I sold the open, and then it's gone down ever since. So I will be buying this again today, but nice little overnight, profitable overnight SPY trade. TGT. So let's see. We have Brian, Karen, Johan, and Ava in a target. Really nice return to value, sideways motion. V2 I bought here at 171.64. It's moved up great ever since I bought it. Of course, when it moves up a certain amount, I took a bunch of profit targets here. I took a profit target yesterday. You can see I did hit one profit target here today at 177.63 before it reversed. Now, it has moved more than 1.5 ATRs from my entry. So if I get a close below the previous day's low, I will get out of half. That level is 174.89. Currently, we're at 174.87. So if it stays above, I'll keep. If it closes below 174.89, I will sell half because that's what my trading plan calls for. But this has been a nice little trade. Was up. I liked it when it was up earlier better, but still, it's still up 1.89%. Ulta. I bought this yesterday. I bought a half a position for exactly this reason. Had a higher low V2, had a nice fractal, took out the high with two lower highs to the left, two lower highs to the right. I bought here at 277.95. It was a little chasey. It was a little stretchy. That's why I only bought half position. I did hit a profit target though today on the half position that I have up at 281.96. I'm waiting to get in my full position. I'd like to see it come back down, test the halfway of this bar and then close above. Then I would add my second full position. I'm averaging down in a way, but not in a bad way. Bad way would be I add a full position here, it goes down, I get mad, I add more. That's not what I'm doing. I purposely took a half position with the idea that if it does come back down closer to the halfway of this big bar yesterday, then I'll add my full position because it will reduce my share price and give me a better risk to reward ratio overall on the trade. So glad that I got the one profit target there, but now the balance of what I have is currently underwater. Oil. Of course, the most boring trade in the history of Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, but not a bad one. I bought it here at 30.97. It's at 32.81. It is up 5.64%. And I bought this using the monthly charts. I like to diversify among time frames. Dailies, weeklies, intraday, monthlies, but I bought here with an under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third, and V2. So that's a monthly trade. I'm going to be in that one a while. Alibaba. Well, look at Alibaba up 7.2% today. I did sell puts on Alibaba right here. No, it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Yeah. I did sell puts down to 130. Currently it's 238. So I have over $108 of protection. I like selling puts on really great companies when they have bad news and so forth, but I get a lot of protection. I sold all the way down here to 130, and I think there was a 5% delta. I mean, there's only about a 5% chance it's going to go down. And from an annual basis, return basis, it paid $299 per contract, and It returns about 4.5% on an annual basis. So not too bad with that much protection. And of course, selling puts is a bullish position, so it's up 7.12% today. So that's really good for my position right out of the bat. So that's great. Google also sold puts on Google. I sold them down to 1170, expiring June 18th. So it's a ways out there. I picked the 1170 because on the monthly we have protection of the negative one ATR channel and the 50-month moving average. And then on the weekly, that lines up nicely here at above the 200 on the weekly. So this one is down 0.9% today, but I've had these for a few days, and so this one's also nicely in the money. All right, day trades. Interesting day trading today. First trade that I took, let's see if I can open this up a little bit. I bought a higher low V1 here, intra-bar at 136.65, moved up nicely. Here, I had a kind of a big up bar and moved enough. I took half. Here, we had another big up bar that failed. I took another half of a half, and then I got a close below the previous day's low. So I got in at 136.65. I sold some at 137.22. I sold some at 137.39. And I sold some at, what's that last amount? Come on now. 136.72. So that was a good trade. Then I had a beautiful setup here. I had a false breakout to the downside, V2. I bought it intrabar at 136.22. Next bar went down, but did not trigger my stop, but it did close under the 50 RSI. It went above 50 RSI and below 50 RSI. So that was a warning sign. I sold half there, which I'm glad I did. And then this bar closed below the previous day's low. So this was a losing trade. I got in at 136.22. I got out a half at 136.15 for a 7-cent loss. And then the rest at 139.90. But this is one of the reasons why when I take a V1 or a V2 in the value zone, if it rejects the 50, I will get out of half. And you can see that was a good precautionary measure. Was still a losing trade, but good precautionary measure to just lose 4 or 5 cents on that instead of selling it all down here. And big picture, it was good that I sold because we went all the way back down. Let's see. All right, and then Jatin is in Apple from 123. It's 135. Very nice, Jatin. And Frank is in from 111. So this is down. It was down more earlier, so it's rallied back a little bit since then. Okay, Amazon. Great trade for Steve on Amazon. Amazon took it yesterday. Steve took Amazon yesterday at 32.88.96. It's 33.31.60. It's up 1.4% today. He took it with the 10:30 EMA crossover. Very nice, Steve. Congratulations. Boy, I'll tell you what, that was moving up, and I was watching that to see how Amazon was doing, and I just want to show you why sometimes following your rules can be a bummer. I was looking to trade Amazon here on the 5-minute bar. We were above the value zone. We came into the value zone. We had consolidation. We had a nice V2. I bought here at 33.1760. And then the next bar closed below halfway of the washout bar, so I had to get out for a loss. I got in at 33.1760, and I got out at 33.13 for a loss because my rules called for it. And then look at this big monster run up. So no matter what happens in trading, when you follow your rules, sometimes you wish you hadn't, but you really need to. You really need to. But I was like, oh my gosh, could I have stayed in for one more bar? Nope, because I follow my rules. And then lastly, Microsoft. I'm still in this trade. I bought Microsoft. This is a 39-minute bar, a little unconventional for me, but I bought it intra-bar as we were nearing the 50 SMA on the 39-minute, and looking at the daily chart at the same time, the daily was right about 30 RSI. So I bought it intra-bar 223.71. It immediately bounced after I bought it. I sold half of my position at the end of the bar at 224.40. So then the next 39-minute bar, we closed below 50. I had to sell half, and then I was going to get out break even on the last quarter, but it never got there and it rallied back up. So I still have a quarter. So I got in at 223.71. I was at a half of 224.07. I was out of another half of a half at 224.40. So it doesn't look like a big move, but percentage-wise, it was good because this is a larger time frame. And then I'll just get out of this at the end of the day. So let's get going up there. Could we please, Microsoft? Thank you. That would be very kind. And that's it. That's it. Steve says, hello, everyone. My Amazon trade is working out so far on a red day. Yes, it certainly is. I just went over that, Steve. And Steve's in at 3288.96. It's up a healthy 1.48% today. And like Steve said, it's on a red day. So you get double bonus points when your stocks go up when it's on a red day. Wouldn't that be nice? Nigma, hello. What is V1 and V2? I'll tell you what, Nigma, in my YouTube channel, in the lessons playlist, I have a video lesson that explains everything about V1s and V2s. I don't quite have enough time right this second because of the time remaining in the day in the podcast. But if you're still around, after the market closes, I'll do a few minutes on it. But just so you know, I do have a good video, totally free, in my YouTube channel in the lessons playlist that talks specifically about what they are. But thanks for coming, Nigma. Frank has a poem. Let me post this on in here. All right. Fear and greed traders, take heed. Lose them if you want to succeed. When the market is uncertain, it can be hard to proceed. Those lingering doubts, markets might recede. This is when discipline must take the lead. Well, you've used all the right words: succeed and discipline and proceed and lingering doubts. It's all perfect. Let me paste this in and then let's try that one more time. Fear and greed traders, right? You don't want to be a fear or a greed or both traders. Fear and greed traders, take heed. Lose them if you want to succeed. Lose the fear, lose the greed. When the market is uncertain, it can be hard to proceed. Those lingering doubts markets might recede. This is when discipline must take the lead. Discipline must always take the lead, Frank, right? Discipline must always take the lead. Thank you so much, Frank. Wonderful poem as always. Steve says, bullish engulfing bar on the VIX. Yes, the VIX is a monster today. I'm going to go over that because Quad and Gary have that. Nigma says, we'll check it out. Thank you. You are certainly welcome. And if you're still around, I'll do a few minutes on it, okay? But it's not that hard. It maybe seems hard, but it's an entry trigger that I use, Nigma, that I would not want to do without. I can tell you that. Okay, let's take a look over here. Steve says, bullish engulfing candle on the DIA chart. Yeah, I mean, this seems like a reversal day. No doubt about it, right? I mean, now that we have the stimulus and all this passed, I've said this to many friends. I'm not sure what the next carrot on the stick is. You know what I mean? I don't know what the next, maybe someone has some ideas, but what's the next carrot on the stick? I mean, everyone was in the market, I feel, waiting for this stimulus to get passed. And you know how the market is. It discounts future events right now. So after this stimulus is done, that seemed like the carrot on the stick that was keeping everybody around. But here's the bearish engulfing bar that Steve was talking about, was higher and lower than the previous candle. So bearish engulfing bar. And I don't think we lost the 70, but you know, it could be an omen. Let's put it that way. The Qs, Jatin is in the Qs at 308.80. It's 313.30, up 0.2% today. Nice. It was down earlier, so it's recovered. And Jatin's in at 302.30, so nice trade. AMD. Ramble Ron bought AMD at 91.05. It is currently 90.55. It's down $1.06 today, so it is down on the day. It is down on the trade. Here's the VIX. This was a monster day on the VIX. Quad bought up here at 1991. Went all the way back down, down here into the, well, geez, the 16s. Gary bought the VIX at 1723. He sold half on the big move up, which I'm glad to see him do that. I always like to sell into a little bit of a strength. Up 3.69% today, $17.42. So Gary is nicely in the money, and then Quad is making a comeback. Let's put it that way, right, Quad? NEE, Johan and Quad bought NEE at 74.70. It's exactly break even today. It's unchanged. It is unchanged, but they are both up on the trade. So congratulations, Johan and Quad. IAU, Frank bought IAU back here at 17.54. This is gold ETF. It has had a nice move up. It's up today. Frank sold one half. I'm not sure where, but it is up today, and he is definitely nicely up on the trade. So congratulations, Frank. Tesla, Jatin bought Tesla at 639.90. It is currently 664.44. So he is up nicely on the trade, and it is up on the day as well. PTON, Yas has been in PTON all the way back here since 115.97. It's 148.79. It's down 2.23% today, but Yas is in the money so far on this trade, 22.68%. So very nice. FSLR, Yas also bought FSLR at 90.98. It's down today 3.49%, but he is still up on the trade. So congratulations. DocuSign, Yas, I can't remember where Yas got in this. He bought this, here we go, at 224.12. It's currently 229.11. It is down a little bit today. He only has a third of a position left, so I'm glad to see him selling into strength. I believe that's what he did. Okay, that's DocuSign. AGLN, Jatin. This has been a long trade for Jatin, but a goodie. Jatin bought ALGN back here at 441. He sold half at 521. Took some profits on that. Today it is slightly down, almost exactly break even. It's almost exactly where he sold his first half. So beautiful trade, Jatin. EQR. Karen bought EQR yesterday at 58.91. It's currently 58.96. So it is down on the day, and she is slightly down on the trade. Teladoc. Frank bought Teladoc. This one confuses me. I can't remember now. I think Frank bought Teladoc here at 182. It's currently 199.26. It is up today and up on the trade. Ride, Bob bought Ride here back on the 21st at 1931. It's 21.10. It's down 4% today, but he is still up on the trade. That's all that matters. Facebook up $1.14 today. Jatin bought a little bit more yesterday. He's in total at 280.97. That's his average price. So He is still a little under his average price, but it is up today, so it's working in the right direction. Facebook, Quad, and Yas bought Workhorse at 23.27. It's currently 20.93. It is down on the trade, and it is also down on the trade for Yas and Quad. Car, this is Frank. Oh boy. Frank bought Car at 37.60, moved up nicely. Kind of a bearish bar yesterday, and today it's down 1.77%. So down on the day, and now also down on the trade, it looks like, for Frank. And then AN, Frank bought AN, had a nice entry here at 66.88. It's currently 68.59, down just a little bit today, but up on the trade. Let me check over here. Let's see how everything's going before we get into. So currently, MasterCard is up nicely today for me, but if it closes below 347.99, I'm just going to take the trade off. Ollie, still not closing below the previous day's low, so I'll take it. SPY, of course, I will buy this. Nice overnight SPY trade, buy that at the end. TGT. Well, now it's back over the low of yesterday, so if it hangs there, I will keep it. ULTA down just a little bit, but it's not affecting the integrity of the chart with what happened today, so I will keep that. And the rest. Oh, I forgot Microsoft because of my day trades. Okay, Yas is in Microsoft here at 213.82. It's 224.56, so it's down 40 cents now. But he's still up nicely on the trade, and I still do have a position. Oh, I just erased all my stuff, but I bought it right about here. So I will be selling this at the end of the day and locking in profits on that, as long as the profits are still there to take, I might add. Okay, so listen, before we start poking our head around and looking for some good end-of-day trades, I like to talk about trader psychology. I go through Facebook posts, I go through Twitter posts every day. There's some really great people that have channels that are very well versed in trading, especially trading psychology, and I follow these different people a lot, and I look at their messages. And one of my favorite ones is Trading Composure. You've heard me talk about Trading Composure many, many times. He's on Twitter at Trading Composure, COMPOSUR. I'm sure most of you subscribe to him, but if you don't, please do. It's totally worth your time. Let's see what Trading Composure has to say. The more you are dependent on a certain outcome, the more you are enslaved. Unless you work on becoming indifferent, you won't be able to follow your plan with focus and diligence. Make sense? So if you're dependent on an outcome in a trade, if you are not indifferent, but you really need a certain outcome, then that's not a good place to be, right? The best place to be is how Trading Composure mentions it here. You need to be indifferent. If you're indifferent to the money, if you're not indifferent, you won't be able to follow your plan with focus and diligence. And we know the only way to make money long-term in the market is to follow your plan with focus and diligence. So, if you're not indifferent, what do you do? I mean, of course, it's human nature to want to have winning trades, but, in reality, we know they're not all going to be winners. So, what can we do to become indifferent? The answer is easy, everybody. Trade smaller. Someone in Market Wizards, I can't remember who it is, in the first Market Wizard book said, look, you just need to not care about the money and, have a position size where you literally don't care about the money. My oil trade I have right now in USO, because I'm trading it on a monthly bar, the amount of shares are so low, I don't even care. Like, I hardly even glance at it. I usually glance at it here with you the first time of the day in the podcast, because the share size is so small. And if it was a huge share size, I would be tempted to get in there, mess with it, maybe break the plan. So my best opinion for everybody is, if you're not following your plan, just reduce your position size. Reduce your position size down to a point to where you're like, I don't care about this, and I'm risking $62.50 on this trade, and then you will follow the plan. It doesn't mean you always have to risk that small of amount, but what you have to do is you have to use an amount that's going to help you stick with your plan until you see that it works, and then incrementally increase your position size. Maybe I'm risking $62.50 on a trade, and I do that for 3 weeks, and it's working, and I feel comfortable with it. Okay, now maybe I bump it up to $100. See what I mean? So it's progression, but the 100%, paper trading is the best because you're indifferent to it, and you follow the plan because there's nothing on the line. So if I'm not saying everybody has to trade super, super small, but if you're trading with size but you follow your plan, perfect. But if you are messing with your position and you're not focusing and following your plan with diligence, then reduce the size until you find a size that you can, and then over time incrementally increase it. And one day you'll be back up to size, and you won't mess with it because you feel comfortable with it. All right. So I hope that makes sense. Thank you, Trading Composure. Again, he's at Trading Composure. That was very helpful for me. All of these are helpful for me. I don't do these just for you. I do these for me too. Right? So thank you, Trading Composure. Steve says, position sizing is like a volume dial on your emotions. That's 100% right, Steve. If the volume's too high, dial it down. If a stereo is too loud, what would you do? You turn it down. If you're trading and the emotions are too high, dial down your emotions by using a smaller position size. Anyway, I know I've been harping on that. That's something Dr. Elder really taught me. If you're not following your plan, position size to where you really don't care about the money. And then you'll see it from a different perspective. You'll see that over time it works, and then you can just incrementally increase. But yeah, great analogy, Steve. Really, really good. Thank you for that. It's a perfect way to put it. See, I babble on for like hours, and Steve just sums it up in one sentence. All right. Yes, that's good analogy, Steve. Thank you. 100%. It's perfect. It's perfect. If your emotions are dialed up, just put them down. You remember the other day when I accidentally bought many, many tons of shares of Amazon by mistake? I was trying to buy VIX, and I accidentally just bought Amazon. Well, do you think my emotions got revved up because my P&L went all over the place? I'm like, what is happening? And my calm, cool, collected self when I'm trading went right out the window because my reptilian brain kicked in and went, fight or flight, what's happening? And I, struggled to get out of that as quickly as I could because it was like 1,000 times more than I wanted to buy, literally, right? So just an extreme situation there. But if you're buying too many shares, you're going to get shaken out. I'm not sure. Frank would know. Probably shaken out of your approach. Okay. Let me take a gander over here. All right, so the Dow's down 18, NAS is down 35, and the S&P is down 2. So All right. Let's take a look at some possibilities today. Well, surprise, surprise. This is McDonald's. If you're looking at this and going, God, Greg, I don't see anything good there, you would be right. I am considering shorting this at the end of the day. We have a V1 to the downside. So here's a V1. We have day one. Day two goes above day one, closes below day one's close. Usually I talk about V1s to the upside. This is a V1 to the downside. We also rejected the downward sloping 50-day moving average, the SMA, and currently we're at 49.50. So looks like we are rejecting the 50 RSI as well. Now, if this closes over 50, I will not take the trade. I will not take the trade. If I do take the trade, if it closes under 50 and I do take the trade, and even tomorrow it closes a little bit up over 50, but without hitting my end of day stop, I will take half off as well. So it looks like a good risk to reward for me. I do kind of like this with the rejection of the downward sloping. You can see here it rejected it, here it rejected it, here it rejected it, V1 to the downside. The only thing I'm waiting to see is if it closes under 50 RSI. If it does, I will go ahead and short McDonald's. JD. Well, we have a 520 crossover on JD. I did a back test on this. This is etfreplay.com, and I do have permission to use this from ETF Replay on this podcast. Here's a 520 crossover, 520 EMA crossover. You can see, does it backtest positively? It does. 89.8%. Not great. Not as good as buy and hold, but then again, the drawdown is only half. But the main thing I wanted to see is, is there an edge to the 520 on this? And so far there is. Not a big one, but there is an edge. In addition to the 520 crossover, we also have a V2. Here's day 1, 2, and 3. We have a bit of a gap here, which concerns me, but we are over the 50 RSI. We are over the 50-day moving average. And if we look back at MasterCard, you will see right here when I bought it, this, if you can remember this in your mind, this looks very much like this right here. So I am considering JD to the long side. UNG, remember yesterday when I said here's a good setup but I'm too chicken to take it? Well, I guess I should have taken it. Here's a low, deep MACD bars, rally, we made a lower low, no red bars, bullish double bottom with the bullish divergence. It went under 30, over 30, that's the signal. UNG scares me, but look, it's up 4.83% today. So in hindsight, I guess I should have loaded up, right? But I was really concerned about that big old gap. I was kind of looking for a second one. But anyway, no trade on this for me today, but we talked about this yesterday, and sometimes the scariest ones are the best. IQ. Well, we've come down. We are forming a bit of a base here. We did go under 30 RSI, over 30 RSI, which is good. We may possibly close above the 5 EMA, which would be good because we haven't done that since back here. We are up against the negative third ATR channel above us. Yeah, I think I'm going to pass. Let's look at the weekly. We had a big old bar back here. We still have the negative 2 ATR channel or Keltner channel above us. Yeah, I'm just going to let this one go. I don't know why. It isn't under 30, over 30, and close over the 5, which is decent, but I'm just going to pass on this one. Micron. V2, day 1, 2, 3. Day 2 goes above day 1, and currently day 3 is closing below day 1's close. So this is a V2 to the downside, but I don't see anything here whatsoever. We could have a V2 tomorrow to the upside. Day 1, day 2 washes out day 1. If the next bar, day 3, closes above day 1's close, that would be a legitimate entry point, and I like that it's washed out this previous low. Siri. No fractal. Possibly 520 crossover. Let me just throw this in on etfreeplay.com and see how this back tests. Nope, this one's not available, so I'm going to pass. MASI coming into the value zone, sideways motion, made a lower high, didn't wash out this low, so I'm also going to pass on Masimo. SSRM, I don't see anything there. Intel, big day today on Intel. I'm not sure what happened, but huge day, up 5.12%. My gosh. Strong, but chasey. You know, where would I put my stop? Down maybe here someplace. I think I'll just let that one go. But good news for Intel being up 5% today. That's good. Snap. I do not see anything on Snap. GSX. Under 30, over 30. That's about it. I don't see anything there that gets me too excited. Alibaba, of course, we talked about that. I sold puts at 130, so having a really nice day on Alibaba, but I would not buy this under 30, over 30 at these levels. It's a 37.05. The risk to reward doesn't make sense to me. You have all sorts of resistance, negative third ATR channel, 250, 200 day above. I just don't think it gives a good risk to reward at this level. Snow, down. Yeah, I don't see anything on Snow. Spotify. It's a V1. Here's bar 1. Here's bar 2. Bar 2 washes out bar 1. Looks like it's gonna close above bar 1's close. Bounced off the negative 1 ATR channel. It's okay, but I mean, it's good that it's up today, but I think I'm going to pass. MKC. It's starting to move nicely, but I think it's chasey at this point. JKHY. I don't see anything there either. BTI. This is a bearish candle. It's up on the day, but it's closed below the open, so I don't see anything there. Yelp. A lot of volume yesterday, is up on a down day, so I think I'm going to pass on that. Merck, strong day today. I know the 520 crossover on Merck does not backtest well, however. So I think what I'm going to look at here is a short on McDonald's. If it closes under 50 RSI. And JD, I do kind of like JD. I do kind of like JD with the 520 crossover. The V2 MACD is positive. I think what I'll probably do though, kind of like I did with Ultra yesterday, is that I will buy a half a position and go through the same routine. If it comes back down, I'll buy a little bit more and get into my full position, but I'll take a half position here. So let me change these to half positions. So that's my plan. Half position on JD.com. And if McDonald's closed below 50 RSI, I will short McDonald's. So haven't done a lot of shorts lately, but this might be the day, huh? NIO, sure. Just waiting for this bar to kick in. I don't see today's bar for some reason. Yes? Could you tell me what it looks like? Is it a V2? Oh, on fire with the market down. Huh, I don't know why this is not showing me today's bar. Brian says, a big shareholder sent you you better that make change or else letter to Intel. Oh, interesting, Bri. Thank you for letting me know that. I don't know why NIO. I don't know why I'm not showing this. Okay. So, master, it's right on the bubble for me, isn't it? Right on the bubble. 347.99. So if it closes under, I am getting out. Ollie, I'm fine. Target, looks like it's above yesterday's close, so I don't have to do anything there. Apple's making a new low on the day. Microsoft, I have to go ahead and get out of Microsoft. So I might as well just do that now. And lock that little one in. Okay, good. Glad to be done with that. McDonald's, I am looking to short McDonald's if it closes under 50 here. And JD, let me take a look and see what the JD spreads are. Oh, they're only a penny. So I'm going to buy a half a position of JD with the 520 crossover and the V2 and the close back above the 50 RSI and the 50-day moving average, with MACD being positive. All right, so that's my plan there. And that's a half a position. So let me grab this here. And then I'm just waiting on McDonald's for a close under, which it does look like it's going to at the moment. And right now, as is, I would have to sell MasterCard and exit MasterCard. Up 4.2%. Ava says watching XPEV. XPEV. Oh man, I think my charts are going to crash. You know how that happens sometimes? I'm so sorry. Oh boy. Yep, they're going to crash. I'm going to have to reboot it. Gosh darn it. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I am going to focus on my shorts here. And maybe... Oh, good. It worked. Thank goodness. All right. Just gave it a little time. That was all. Oh, no. There they go. Gosh, dang it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. Oh, wait, am I back? I'm back. Thank goodness. Well, it's a close under the 200 back over. That's good. That's good. I don't, less volume on the way up than it was down yesterday. I mean, you could buy it here and keep the close over the 50. Let's look at the weekly. I kind of like the week, actually. And it is up today on a down day, so it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Oh, I'm so glad my charts didn't fail. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of MasterCard, I believe. It looks like it is going to close under. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. All right, I am out of MasterCard. All right, here we go. Buying a half position in JD here. A half position over here. So JD, McDonald's, JD, McDonald's. Okay. So I'm good. I am good to go. I got out of my Microsoft, so that's also good. Apple making a little rally here at the end, a little bit. Let's see. A little bit. But going to get halfway to that bar, though. That's the thing. We'll see what happens with that. All right, about 4 seconds to go. And that is that. So, I bought SPY today, the overnight SPY, at 371.46. I bought a half position of JD at 86.24, and I shorted McDonald's at 212.67. All right, so I can get rid of Apple. Oh, I can also get rid of, I can get rid of MasterCard. I sold my MasterCard and locked those in, and then I added JD. and I added McDonald's. All right, so SPY in at 371.46. Okay. JD, I am in at 86. $24. And McDonald's, I am short at 212.67. And it did close under the 50, thankfully. All right. I'm just going to put a red one there so that I know it's short. Okay, that's that. And I did get rid of MasterCard. So, listen, this is the time. If you have any changes for me, any new additions or subtractions to the board, go ahead, put them in now. Just real quick, as always, just want to remind everybody I do teach private lessons in the evening time via Skype. I have a course. It's 15 hours, 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours. So there's your total of 15 hours. It's $1,000. I think it's worth every penny. I think, honestly, it's worth a lot more than that. And if you take my course, by the time you're done, I know you're going to be a better trader. So if you're interested, you can just reach out to me, send me an email. The email's in the description of the video. You can send me a message on Twitter. And if you do, I'll reply and say, hey, let's set up a Skype call. The Skype call is for me to ask you some questions, get to know you better, learn more about your trading and your challenges and your goals. Then it's a good time for you to ask me questions about the course. And when we're done with the call, you can think about it. And then, you know, if you decide that you want to do the course with me, you can just email me back and we'll get it scheduled. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It helps to build the channel, help keep the channel around, and lets YouTube know there's some valuable content here. So if you do like it, if you find it helpful, I would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button before you get on out of here. All right, so let's take a look back over. Karen is out of EQR, sold at break even, didn't want to take any chances. I'm glad to hear that. I mentioned this the other day. When I hear somebody talking about getting out of a trade at break even, I'm the most impressed. I really am. I think it's the hardest thing to do, and it shows a lot of maturity. So congratulations, Karen. Really, I really mean that. Yas is in NIO. Oh, so that's what it looks like. It wasn't coming up before. Yeah, shoot, I like it. Honestly, I like it. I very likely would have taken that trade, but you saw on my charts it wasn't showing this day. All right. Well, good, yes. It's a nice higher low V1. It's perfect. It's above the 50 RSI. It's perfect. It really is really good. Doesn't mean it's going to go up, but it is a good setup. Bob's at a ride. Good. That was profitable. Quad says, thumbs up as always, Greg. I sold NEE for a small profit. I got out of it because I needed to make room for more trades. That makes a lot of sense. And it was profitable. Good. Yeah, sometimes you're in a trade, it's not doing anything. Maybe, you know, the money would be better somewhere else. I took my first ever short of McDonald's. Oh, no. Well, we'll see what happens, huh? We're going to see what happens. It's just the same as any other trade. It might go against you and go up, but that's how it goes. But the structure of the trade, in my opinion, was good. It was a good risk to reward ratio. So let's put this over here. Oh, there's master. Okay, I'm at a master. McDonald's short with quad. And just to break this trade down, Quad, we're at a 49.11, right? V1. If it closes above, so the stop on this trade is going to be if we close above halfway of the washout bar, which is right about here. So tomorrow, if it doesn't close above there, I will keep it. However, if it does move up and close above 50, then that's a bad sign for a short, so I would cover. So if it closes above halfway the washout bar, I get out of everything. If it goes on down, perfect. If it goes up a little bit, doesn't close above my stop, but closes back above 50, I will cover half, or I will buy half and reduce my position size by half. Because anytime it goes under 40 or under 50 and then back over 50, that's a bullish sign. And if you're short, that's not a good sign. Stopped out of car for a small profit. Happy to cash it out. Okay, congratulations. Congratulations, Frank. So we'll get Frank out of car. Yeah, says, I knew you would like NIO. Of course, no guarantees, right? Quad says, yeah, McDonald's looked pretty good. It rejected the 150 MA, EMA, and then it closed under 50. Yeah, we'll see, right? I mean, it looks okay, but we'll see. And I like having a little bit of the balance. I like having a little short on. You know, today was a bit of a how should I say? Bit of a volatile day, right? Big reversals that might continue tomorrow. I don't know, but I mean, you look at the NASDAQ, you look at the Dow, S&P, they all have that same look to them. Ava says, add a TGT earlier. I don't think I have TGT on here. I miss Kamal. Does everybody miss Kamal? Kamal's had a few things he's had to do, and so he hasn't been able to make it, but I miss having Kamal here. All right. So I did get out of MasterCard, just so I'm clear on that. And I did because we rejected this previous high over here. So it was a false breakout to the upside and reversed back down. And it was a nice big profit. And it was a couple days up. You know, it could continue to go up. But if it does, I have other long positions. So, you know, there's a bit of an art to crafting your portfolio. You know, of course, you don't want to be full-blown leveraged long, right? And you don't want to be totally hedged. That doesn't make any sense to be completely hedged, right? So, I'm just taking a little off, mainly because of this rejection up here, and also because the market concerned me a little bit today with the technicals, the price action today of the market. And that's really why I added little McDonald's. I noticed he has been absent for a bit. Hope all is well. Yeah. He's just been busy with some family things in the last couple days. But he's been nice enough to send me the scan every day, even though he's out. So I always appreciate that. Kamal, if you're listening, or if you listen later, thanks, bud. I really appreciate that. All right, what's going on after hours? Alibaba's up a little bit. The Dow is completely even. Facebook's down a little bit. Google up a little bit. IWM was down almost 2% today. Interesting. JD is up a bit. That's good. SPY's up 25 cents, 49 cents. Wow, 24 cents. All right. Let's see. I don't know if Nigma is still around, but let's look at NIO. I was talking about V1s, V2s. So Nigma, if you're still there, this is a V1. A V1 always consists of two bars. You have bar 1. Bar 2 has to go below bar 1 by at least a quarter of an ATR. From here to here is an ATR, so at least a quarter of this distance, so about this much. So here's day 1. Day 2 did go below it by that much, and then it reversed up and closed above the close. That is a V1. Day 1, day 2 goes below day 1, day 3 closes above day 1's close. This is a higher low V1, meaning we closed below the -1 ATR channel, went into the value zone, came back down, new group of buyers came in today. I like that trade. Honestly, yes, I probably would have taken that trade if I wasn't having issues with my charts. But that's a V1. A V2 would be here. Here you have day 1. Day 2 washes out day 1, but day 2 does not close above day 1's close. So it was a failed V1. But you can have a V2 if the next bar after the washout bar closes above day 1's close. So here's day 1. Day 2 goes below day 1. Day 3 then finally closes above day 1's close. And that was my entry on target. And oh man, I kind of blanked out target. I'm glad it closed above. I would have felt bad. But when I had that issue with my charts there, it threw me a little bit. So it did hold above the low of yesterday's low. So totally fine. That's how it should have been. No changes necessary. Nigma, did that help? Did that help a little bit? I know that was real quick, but again, my YouTube channel in that lessons playlist, V1s, V2s, it's clearly marked. You can watch it, and once you watch it, if you have any questions, let me know. But V1s, V2s happen all the time, but it doesn't mean that every V1 and V2 is legitimate. It has to be the right context. It has to be in the right area. It has to do the right thing. But watch that video first, and then let me know if you have any more questions. Frank says, Kamal is the best, very missed. I 100% agree. $1,000,000% agree. You are welcome. So SPY's up 28 cents. That's good. All right. Well, listen, everybody. It's a cold day here in Utah. I'm going to go out and do my little hike with my little dog, Keely, over there. She has been so great to have around. Man, it's just so nice to wake up and see her wagging tail. It's really great. So I'm going to go for a hike. I hope everybody has a good rest of their day. As always, please try to go out and do something nice for somebody today. Do something nice for a human every day. Do something nice for an animal every day. The world will be a whole lot better place if we could do that. And, if you like today's podcast, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button on the way out, I would really appreciate that. So Lovis says, what is happening at an ATR channel where prices bounce up from there? Seems like it happens. Well, an ATR channel is essentially a standard deviation, Lovis. So, if you're in the middle of the value zone, generally based upon the 20 EMA, if you're right in the middle of the value zone, then as soon as you get to the first ATR channel to the upside, you run into a standard deviation, which is inherently some resistance. If you get to the second ATR channel, there's even more. If you get to the third ATR channel, there's even more. That's to the upside. To the downside, if you move a -1 ATR channel, that's one standard deviation away from the mean. It should hold there. It should hold, there's a better chance it will hold the second, better chance it will hold at the third. So they're just standard deviations away from the mean. And the further you get away from the mean, the more that it's going to want to come back to the mean. So there are resistance levels above and there are support levels below. Oh yeah, okay, sounds good. I'll show you. And I'm still waiting, Quad, to see what my teaching schedule is for either Thursday or Friday. So I haven't forgotten about you. I've just been waiting. I haven't known what to tell you yet. All right, so I'll let you know as soon as I get that figured out and we can have our call. All right, did that make sense, Leva? So ATRs are resistance levels above the price, support levels below, because each ATR is one standard deviation away from the mean. I like Leva always has great questions. All right, well, I think that's it for today. Go out and enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. I really appreciate you coming today. I really do, okay? Take care of yourself and hopefully see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.